up? It's Lord Homeboy, and this video is about the problems, the issues that I run into as a man, as a male. Because, I mean, most females seem to think that being a man is easy and we just have all this peace and freedom and it's just the ideal gender to be. I mean, the genders are equal. I don't feel like it's easier or harder to be a man. There are some things that are easier. There's some things that are harder. And this video is addressing the things that are harder and the things that are just not so appealing when you walk around in the body of a man. Now, I mean, honestly, my channel, my subscribers are like 7% females, 93% dudes. Hopefully that'll change. Honestly, I don't really give a fuck because, I mean, whatever the fuck. But yeah, let's get into it. The first issue that I run into when being a man is I'm fucking crazy. And crazy on a woman is just passionate or it's cute, it's sexy. You can't be crazy and be a man. Everybody, if you're crazy and you're a man, you're considered dangerous. And when I found out that I couldn't be crazy anymore was when I was about 16. No, not like 18, 19, actually. I've always been a little dude. I've always been short. I'm 5'10" right now. But say I was 6 foot at fucking 13, 14 years old. People start perceiving you as a man and you don't really know, you're not really exposed to this. As a child, people start seeing you as a man and they perceive you as a threat. You know, I get in the elevator or I go somewhere and the fucking white female starts to grip up on her purse and fucking look at you and make sure that you're not fucking doing anything weird. I'm like, dude, the first time I've ever experienced that where a woman was like watching out for me and being conscious of what I was doing and making sure that I wasn't about to fucking try to kill her or rape her or do some retarded shit or kidnap her or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? She thinks I'm dangerous? I'm just a little kid still, you know? I felt bad. I was like, damn, that's just one of those things you have to deal with when becoming a man. And I never had anybody perceive that I could be dangerous. And it was really eye-opening, like, damn, dudes have to go through this, and I'm thinking, you know, that I have to prove that I'm not a crazy person or I'm not a threat to people everywhere I fucking go, you know? And that changed me. That changed me a lot. I mean, watching all the TV that I watched, I understood the dangers of, you know, not having somebody around to watch you and shit like that, but I didn't perceive myself. I didn't think that I was gonna do something. I knew I wasn't gonna do anything, but she didn't know that. She saw what I was, and she was like, "A man, a man, a man, a man, a man. He might kill me. He might rape me. I'm gonna hold this purse. Like I can still rip that purse out your hand. Like, dude, come on, get real." But at the same time, it didn't feel good to be prejudged like that as a male. Next, next, a lot of females are really insecure and they want to make changes to their bodies. If I want to make changes to my body in the same way, I can't make those changes. What does every man want? To be a little bit taller, to have a little bit more muscle, to have a slightly bigger penis, and to have more money. That's it. Dudes just want to be taller and bigger dick. That's it. And have muscles. There's no surgeries for that. There's no surgery. There's no safe way that you can be taller. There's no safe way, even ask the doctor, there's no safe way that you can increase the size of your penis. And you just can't do it. There's no safe way for you to get bigger muscles without working out. So everything we're born with, we gotta stick with that shit. That shit's dead. If you're a female, you wanna be a little bit taller, whatever, put on some heels. You wanna have bigger titties, boom, easy surgery, quick. You know, you wanna have your bigger ass, boom, shots. Everything that you want, lips, head to toe, is out there. What do women want? Bigger booties, bigger titties, full lips, different color hair. If I color my hair as a man, I'm black. My hair only comes in one color. If I was white, it would be different. But if a man does some shit like that, they're considered feminine, gay, they're persecuted, things like that. That's another point I'm gonna touch on a little bit later. As a man, you have to be constantly confident, you have to be grounded, you have to be on your purpose, you gotta be on your shit. As a woman, if you're not confident, that's normal. You don't have to be the alpha female. Most men don't want the alpha female. As a man, you have to be alpha, you have to be able to lead and kill everything in your path. That's not fucking easy. I don't have all the confidence in the world. Sometimes I let things distract me. I get straight off my purpose and I'm not fucking always grounded. I'm not imbalanced as I used to be. But I wouldn't say that I'm a very grounded person. You see my fucking videos, but I'm pretty erratic in my behavior at times. You have to lie to yourself constantly as a man to protect yourself. You have to say, you know what? You gotta look in the mirror every day. I'm 6'2". I'm sexy. I'm this, I'm that. As a woman, you could just cover that shit up. You could put some makeup on. You could do some weird shit that men don't really like. That doesn't really matter to us. But there's no quick fixes for men as far as any of that. Next is the punishment, the persecution that we go through. When you go to court, if I do the same thing as a female, we're not gonna get the same amount of time. We're not gonna get the same punishment. That's probably why you guys don't get paid as much, cause niggas are constantly in and out of jail and on probation and shit. Next, this is like the worst part. Next, sex. You know what I wanna do? I just wanna fuck every color of the rainbow, but I can't do that because I have to have game. I gotta work on myself. I gotta have a fucking attractive lifestyle. I gotta be confident. I gotta be smooth or fucking funny or crazy in a good way. But that shit's for a woman. You just go out and find a man that will have sex with you if you ask them to, or tell them to, or fucking seduce them. Seduction, I'm not a seductor, I'm not seductive, I'm a very straightforward or laid back person. I'm not gonna seduce you and try to trick you into having sex with me and fucking pull the rabbit out that. I don't do that, that's not my thing. Another thing is that I forgot about. As a dude, you have to be exposed socially to certain things, or you're just not gonna learn them. A lot of the things that help men grow and help us multiply is not like, a lot of it is genetic, but a lot of it is learned. A lot of it comes from social values and certain motivations that have to be taught and learned. Females from birth, I'm pretty sure they know that the vagina is something powerful and fucking you could do whatever you want sometimes in certain situations, and you could just, things just come to you more easily, more intuitive, more on a deeper genetic level than what men are given. Some dudes are just born just with the fucking pussy magnet in the brain. I wasn't like that. A lot of dudes aren't like that. A lot of these alpha skills and things that help people grow and get somewhere has to be taught to dudes. To females, no. You could just talk to your vagina and your ovaries and shit like that, and they talk back to you and they tell you things. They tell you what to do. And that's just not how it is with dudes. Next, money. Money. Women in America own 80% of America's money. That's not good. That says a lot. Although women usually get paid less for the same position as a man, niggas don't got no motherfucking money. We get the money, you know what we do? We spend it on shit for women, and we give it to wifey, and we don't have money, and it's hard for us to get a job and all kind of shit, and fucking dudes own everything, and they want to hire fucking eye candy, and they don't want to hire some fucking dude sweating in a fucking desk and shit like that. I mean, but the money, I mean, if I get money from a woman, I'm considered a pimp. I'm considered somebody that's a bad guy. I'm considered, a bum basically. But if a woman asks a man for money, or if a woman lives off a man, she's just traditional. Just like my fucking last girlfriend. She was like, no, you gotta pay for this, you gotta do it. I'm like, dude, you got your own money. Like, don't you want to be treated equally? And she was like, well, I'm just a traditional girl. And I was like, I said this to her. I said, you're not traditional. You're a gold digger. That's not if your tradition is to do this, then your whole fucking family's a whole bunch of gold diggers, and I don't want to be around you or any of them. That didn't sit. That wasn't good for me to say. But I was just mad that she thought that it was okay for her to ask me for money, but when I need $40 to get back and forth to work, you can't do it. But you asked me for 35. You asked me for the same amount of money the next goddamn day, and I wasn't able to get to work, and I had two jobs at that time. Whatever the case, I learned from that. Next, having balls and a dick. Do you know what happens to the male body when we go through puberty? Do you? We get hard at everything. We gotta learn how to control that shit. Some of us develop compulsive masturbation habits, like myself when I was younger. But it's normal for you to jack off fucking as many times a day as your balls will allow you. I masturbated 21 times one day when I was like 14, and nothing came out after like the 13th time or 17th. You know how that feels? It's not good. It's not happy. Just getting fucking hard for no reason in class, during PE, because you're around all the female hormones and you smell them subconsciously. Just being hard for no reason. Just having wet dreams. I never had a wet dream before. But having blue balls, I never had blue balls before either. Having to switch your underwear because your dick shows in your pants sometimes. It's not fun. Having testicles. Do you know what it's like having testicles? Do you? You sit on your balls sometimes. You kick yourself in the balls sometimes. You can hit yourself in the balls. Just having that little sweet spot. It's not good. I got kicked in the balls one time from the back. That shit hurt. I thought I was sterile after that. I wasn't though, obviously. I could have been. But you gotta worry about your testicles. I mean, I get we don't have periods and shit like that, which is amazing. Because fuck that shit. I can't get pregnant. None of that. But that too. Fucking. I haven't done any research on this, but to be raped as a man, that's just probably worse than being raped as a woman. Probably. Because the only person that can rape you is a man or a man. Women technically can't rape. Men technically can't get raped. We can only get sodomized forcibly. But when a man dominates another man, such as in a fight or a rap battle, one man's testosterone levels rise, the other man's testosterone levels lowers. And if you're not gay and you get raped, I would say that is probably one of the worst things that can happen to you as a man. Everybody says, all the rape victims say that rape is worse than death, and I don't know how the fuck they would know that because they never been dead before. But I think, it's in my theory, it's not right, it's not wrong, that a man being raped by another man, or a woman, especially a woman, is a lot worse. Not even a lot worse. Just like even if it's 1% worse than a woman being raped by a man or a woman. Next, we have to think logically all the time. We have to. And that shit's not fun. I mean, you using your intuition is something that's just natural. It's something it's a spiritual thing. But me having to think all the time and having all these, I'm not saying that women don't think or women don't have to think, but it's just in the natural order for men to be predominant thinkers. The word man means thinker. The word woman means thinker of the womb. Woman. You use your ovaries and your body and shit to think. We have to use other things to think, like our brain. I'm just that sounds really bad, but that's not what I mean. But having to operate on that level and not listening to our bodies all the time and using our emotions to make decisions is really hard, and learning when and when not to use them is really hard, and it really fucks a lot of shit up sometimes for a lot of dudes. That's why crime exists. I'm just kidding. That's not why crime exists. Crime exists because the white man's the devil. I'm just kidding. Next, intimidation. Women use seduction and finessing. Men can finesse, whatever. But men are expected to put our dick and stuff, to intimidate, to penetrate, to dominate. That's just not easy. Especially for me, I'm not that I'm chill. I kick back. I'm not a bully motherfucker. I'm not a real super fucking big brody masculine fucking dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm chill. I'm not trying to intimidate anybody and muscle people and fucking rough people up and shit like that. But you metaphorically have to rough up the world. You have to bully the fucking world. You have to penetrate the world. You have to put your dick in stuff to make it as a man in this world and anywhere in the western part of the world. I don't know about the eastern part. In America, that's what you have to do to survive and to make something of yourself. And for somebody as chill as myself and balanced in his sexual energies as the manifestation of a man and a woman put together, that shit's hard. Learning when to turn it on, learning when to turn it off. What the fuck does that mean? Feel bad for being a man. Oh, we're made bad for feeling like dudes, for acting on masculinity. We're made to feel guilty and shameful. Well, you know what you do when you find out, if you're a single mom and you find out that your son masturbates or watches porn or likes to watch lesbian sex? You shame that little boy and you beat him up. That's what you do. If you don't know that little boys are supposed to be little creepy, weird, sexual people, fucking peeping and fucking masturbating to weird fucking Victoria's Secret shit. You know what I went through? Yeah, they didn't know that because my whole family is a whole bunch of women. And I was made to feel sexually weird and like sex was nasty and like I was a little pervert my whole life. Until my mom found out how much motherfucking porn I downloaded on her computer when she was trying to get rid of some viruses, and she beat the fuck out of me. And the scars just went away on my arm about when I was around 20, 21. But she beat that shit out of me. I bled. And she called my dad and told my dad, and he laughed, and I heard him, and I was like, bro. No, because I was like, my dad told me it was natural, so I can watch porn. Go fuck yourself, mom. I didn't say that. But he was like, Donnie. Did you tell my son he could watch porn and blah, blah, blah? And she came in, I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to make you feel like a pervert. I was like, you scarred me for life. Like, emotionally, she didn't. I'm good with it. But, that's what a lot of little boys go through, like, every day. You find a whole bunch of ripped out Victoria's Secrets in a drawer and fucking just weird sexual shit and porn and shit, and you just do perverted shit. It's not perverted at the time. If I was a man and I still did some of that shit, yeah, I would be a pervert. But not just that, just you having to fuck the world and brutalize everything and kill shit and just be a man. You're made to feel bad for that by women, the feminine energy, and by feminine ass motherfucking dudes who don't understand that shit. So you're made to feel bad as a woman if you're a slut or you're a whore, or you're a prostitute or some shit like that. But everything else, you getting money from men, being a gold digger and shit, that's not something you can just ignore. That shit. That shit usually scars our shit. But yeah, whatever. I don't want to. This is not about women. This is actually something that's not about women. I'm just kidding. All right. The next thing is men have to raise men, and there's a scarcity of men, real men, raising boys and raising teenage young men to be men. It's very scarce. It's like fucking gold. You know how many dudes don't have fathers, good fathers that are not drug addicts, that have a job, that are good role models? A man has to raise a man, and I don't give a fuck what you say. A woman doesn't have to be raised by a woman. A woman could be raised in a house full of dudes and she won't be fucked up and scarred and all that shit. She's not gonna be overly masculine or overly feminine. And I'm not saying that dudes who are raised in a household full of women, like I was fucking set up to be, are feminine or bitches or fucking act all soft and shit. It's not true. Sometimes you can't even tell because they went outside a lot. But when you don't have a man in the household, that fucks a lot of shit up. That makes a lot of statistics become real. That makes a lot of dudes talk really and act like this. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. But it makes dudes make decisions. It gives people a fucked up amount of choices and options when they're not raised around dudes. When they don't go outside and their fucking moms are scared of them getting hurt and they don't let them do certain things, it fucks a lot of dudes up. Next, dudes are not, I mean, nobody really knows. A lot of people don't know that you should balance the feminine and the masculine. And, pick what feminine traits or pick what opposite sex traits that you want to use. But when a dude is made to feel like he's feminine or acting feminine, it's a lot worse than when a woman is acting like a man. You call a female a dyke or a tomboy or a butch or whatever. That's cool. Not a dyke, but a tomboy or a butch or some shit like that. That's usually cool for them. When you call a man a little bitch or a faggot or a little girl or tell somebody that they're acting like a woman, that's not good. That's not good for us at all, ever. That's not good. That needs to be corrected a lot of the times. But you can't be feminine. I can't watch certain types of TV and it just be, you know what? He just has feminine traits. He just has feminine traits. That's not cool, People get hurt like that, fuck that. A lot of females, I don't know what women go through as far as that level, but that in the world of the man, it's not okay to be considered feminine. You can't be both. You should be both. You should be balanced. I'm balanced. But as far as you being totally feminine or predominantly feminine, that in this world is looked upon as negative, in America at least. You can't cry. Yeah, that's negative. I stopped crying a long time ago sober. You being a gentleman, being a tender and aggressive is what that means. Gentleman, it's really hard to balance that. It gets confusing. It gets fucking tiring being chivalrous, opening doors and being clean and fucking doing shit where I'm just like, why would I open a door for another person? Like, this person is a person. You don't want to be equal. You can vote. You don't want to open the door for me even? Like, whatever. But letting people go first, letting women do certain things, that shit, it gets tiring. It's annoying being a fucking gentleman. I mean, yeah, I was raised to have manners. I make choices that I make in my own life, but it's not always easy, just trying to be all soft and gentle, and I don't know. And lastly, what's annoying is marketing. Now, I told you that women own 80% of America's wealth. So in the business world, it will only make sense to make things appeal mostly to women. And you know what that does to shit? It fucks it up. Women and white people being marketed to constantly, now shit's starting to change a little bit. You can see there's that one black guy in every fucking commercial, that one black guy in a movie, whatever. But my music, hip hop, that shit's being destroyed because people are trying to fucking make $1 off of everything. They want to make all these songs for women. I turn on the radio, I'm like, dude, these dudes, I go to the studio. The studio was free, and I'm like, okay, give me the beat. I heard the beat. I'm like, all right, what you want me to rap about? Well, this song, I already wrote the hook. This song about like when you see a girl and you like, I'm like, I don't rap about females, bro. Next week, same shit. Alright, so this about like when you just broke up with your girl, we gonna make this one for the ladies. Like they're all for the ladies, bro. Everything's for females, bro. I don't like that shit. That shit's destroying at least my music. At least the fashion culture. I don't give a fuck about fashion, really. I'm gonna wear black shirts and fucking pajama pants and dickies and shit, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. But the music, bro. The music, the marketing, these TV shows, everything's just for the feminine and women and just the music. Everything else, I'm not a fucking economist, I'm not a sociologist, but at least what it's doing to hip hop, what it's doing to music, what it's doing to TV, what it's doing to really things that I fucking love, you know? Even 3-6 Mafia. Fuck. The Beatles. Fuck it. My music, you took that from me because you tried to market towards women and white people. Anyway, before this video gets dark, I'm gonna shut it down. It's Laura Homeboy. What sucks about being a dude? Peace.